Welcome to Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health. I'm Bob McElligott. I am joined by Blue Jackets head coach John Tortorella, who is about to spend game number 1,000 behind an NHL bench as a coach. Can you believe that? I mean, really, looking back on your career, are you not surprised, but what kind of a journey has it been?
Yeah, it is a surprise to me. I'll put it to you this way: I'm very fortunate in having some people around me that have given me the opportunities that I've been given. That's the way I look at 1,000 games for a coach: is you've been given chances to work with teams. People have entrusted you with their people, and obviously I've been around some really good people to be involved in so many games.
All right, let's go way back in time. 1985-86, you're playing for the Virginia Lancers, and your career's done. You're done playing that year. The next year, you take over as the head coach of that team. How did you make that transition? Was it your idea, or did somebody bring it to you?
Henry Brabham, a good friend of mine, he's an old crusty guy, and he'd love to hear that. He was my owner there in Virginia, and he asked me if I wanted to coach. I just wanted to play. I was having so much fun. Single, we were traveling on buses, having a ball, and back then in that league, it was a bit like Slapshot. But then he asked me, because I couldn't play anymore, I blew my knees out, and I said, sure. And I didn't know what I was getting into, and just fell in love with it. And so Henry gave me that great opportunity, and I'll be forever indebted to him for that, and allowed me to get on my little ride here.
Are there any other guys that were big impact guys along the way for you?
Oh yeah, John Muckler, who I coached with in Buffalo for, God, I was his assistant for I don't know how many years in Buffalo. He gave me my first head coaching job in the American League in Rochester. Coached there for 2 years. And he mentored me. I learned so much from him as far as how he handled top players, because we were loaded with star players in Buffalo. And I just watched him, how he handled those guys. Because when you have star players, you have some pretty big egos too. And you got to massage those egos into a team concept. So I was blessed to be working with him. Jim Schoenfeld, who I worked 2 years under as an assistant in Arizona. In fact, he ended up being my assistant coach in New York after I was his assistant coach in Phoenix. So, listen, I got Shoney, I got Muck, I got Rick Dudley. I've got so many people that I have had the good fortune to sit back and watch and learn from. Not too many people can say that. And that's what I'm saying, Bob. Yeah, I'm very fortunate. It's 1,000 games, it's a figure, it's a number, but just the opportunities and the people that I've been fortunate enough to be surrounded by, that's what I look at.
All right, finally, I just want to ask you, just to boil it all down to one question: what does coaching mean to you?
Coaching means to me, it's a great question, and everybody thinks it's the winning, the exhilaration of winning and the heartache of losing. That isn't, early on in my career, yeah, maybe I'd answer it that way, but you know, the most important thing to me, when you have an opportunity to deal with people every day, young kids, some veteran guys, and a lot of money involved in it, and ego and attitude and personalities, you have a chance to mold them, most importantly, as far as to be good people. And I play a role in that. And I'm entrusted in trying to give something to them and mold them to be good people. That's the number one thing. You want them to be good players, of course, that's our job. It's personal stuff too, because when you're entrenched with them every day, you know, you're communicating and you talk about their personal life and all that. If I could make a mark on the players' time with me, that I just tried to help them to be a better person, then man, I am happy. Forget about the winning and losing, the records and stuff like that. It's about the people and what you're doing to try to help them to be good people.
Well, back in September, I didn't think you would be sitting here with me. You didn't think that either. Mm-hmm. But here we are, and I got to tell you, I'm really happy that you're here and we can all celebrate this with you.
Oh, I appreciate that. And yeah, and this isn't for me, it's for everybody I've been involved with, but I appreciate your thoughts there, Bob.
All right, that's head coach John Tortorella. 1,000 games behind the bench in the NHL. I'm Bob McElligott for Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health.